Anyway, hello everyone. Good morning, Europe and Africa. Good afternoon, Middle East and Asia Pacific. And yeah, an early good morning to those early birds from the Americas who are joining. Although that's probably few. In any case, I would like to welcome you to our first larger event, our larger online conference this year. This time it's about solar power plant developments, and the event is as usually organized by our team in Asia and Europe. My name is Schmela. I'm the managing director of TaiyangNews, all about solar. If you don't know us, we're a PV technology platform, a news platform, but focusing mostly on technology, and that's why we are doing these events here. We're an exciting day, a big program, 4 hours ahead of us, and we would like, first of all, to thank our sponsors of this event, JA, Trina Tracker, Guason, Antai, Hopewind, Solis, and Max Tracker, who make it simply possible for us to organize such free events. Again, if you're new to us, maybe just one brief information on housekeeping. We have a chat function open here. We consider this as our virtual discussion room, so you can have your coffee and still contribute. And please use it because this allows interaction, and in the past it has been actually used quite a bit. So feel free to ask questions, but even if you have answers, please post them as well. Only when you comment, please always keep the netiquette, and that's even if you see something from a competitor coming up which you don't agree with. The tagline of this event is navigating development, EPC and O&M challenges in utility scale PV project amid financial constraints. Long tagline, and it encompasses, of course, a lot. So we will not be able to cover each and every tiny bit of the whole utility scale landscape. But what we try to do here, and that's how we organized the event and got it together, is that we simply look especially at the product side of things, and this along the whole development stage from the start to the management of power plants in these somewhat unusual times. So to a certain extent, the time is still very challenging, but at least when we look at the interest rate challenges, it seems at least the worst seems behind us. Financing still often remains high, in particular in more developed markets, as power prices have come back to normal, and even increasingly below what we had before in some markets. But on the other hand, we see in these markets actually a decrease in solar capture prices. So that means the value of solar is under pressure. On the other side of the equation, we have been seeing strong improvements in technology, also across the value chain. And we've seen, of course, so we are still seeing all these overcapacities in several segments, so that products now are available at record low prices. Tough for the manufacturers, on the other hand, making the life for developers somewhat easier. So that all happens at a time of record growth. Probably few would have expected how much the market did grow in 2023. According to the Bloomberg numbers, we saw 444 gigawatts deployed. That's a year-on-year growth rate of over 75%, and Bloomberg even sees another growth of nearly 30% to over 570 gigawatts this year. So there's a lot of momentum in the sector, despite the challenges we've been seeing. And this is how we really created the conference with two targets. So first, we want to give an overview on the latest product technologies and developments, design trends in solar power plants. And second, we want to simply discuss the challenges and best practices in the ground mount PV system, PV segment. And so we've invited global leaders and rising stars in the field of products needed to build solar farms, and module makers like JA and Hwasan, inverter suppliers like Solis and Hopewind, and tracker manufacturers Nextracker and Antai. And we've also then 4 companies active in the development of EPC and asset management, and they want to, and we have them actually to share their views on the challenges and opportunities in these fields. So these are Sanotec from Bulgaria, Aquila from Germany, Juniper from India, and GridServe from the UK. So let's take a brief look at the agenda details to show you what you can expect in the next 4 hours. So first of all, we will have an opening from Alexander, the head of strategy at Sanotec. So he will set the scene by looking into the status, challenges, and solutions in PV power plants. Then we start our journey to the products with JA Solar, looking at trends in advanced PV module design and customer value analysis. We will have Trina Tracker looking into digitalization, Hwasan, one of the pioneers in the HJT field, looking into how high efficiency HJT can be used in power plants. And then we move to Aquila Capital, where Ozer Ergul, the Chief Procurement Officer, will talk about ESG considerations, which is also getting increasingly important in power plant development. We will then move to inverters, where we have Solis Utility Director Europe, Gregory Lukens, talk about string inverters for utility scale projects. And that will be followed by one tracker manufacturer, Antai, which will look into reliability and cost efficiency using trackers. And we have another inverter manufacturers, which is Hopewind. They look into the digitalization of things. And that will be followed by another developer, EPC, Juniper from India, where the head of PV technology, Gautam Samanta, will talk about procurement and system design strategies in a market that is challenged by very low cost pressure on products. And finally, we have Nextracker speaking on an interesting topic, because trackers have become a standard for solar power plant developments in many parts of the world, but not so much in northern latitudes. And we have with us Antonio Sendin, who is the director EU at Nextracker, and he will shine light on that. And he will be seconded by Antonio Bussa, who is a business development manager EMEA, and a client from the UK, where Michael Vazakis, the CTO of GridServe, will share their view and their experience. And that's a lot of stuff we have to digest, and that's what we will finally also try to do with an executive panel, where we have the users of the products discuss simply the tagline. So this navigating development, EPC and O&M challenges in utility scale PV projects, which is more or less simply a reflection of the event. Okay, so a lot ahead of us, a lot of interesting things. At least that's what I could see from the presentations that I was able to see already. And I'm looking very much forward to all the presentation